The first bolt of removal on the Datsun rebuild. Alright.
Come out. Didn't snap. First bolt didn't snap. Off to a good start.
Now we've got to hammer this pin through to the top to get it out. Undo these 2 bolts either side, and hopefully hammer that through, and hopefully it will not be seized. So we'll be back once we've hammered this out. This is all loose now. We've disconnected the drive shaft, we've also disconnected the lower control arm, and now the handbrake. We're just trying to figure out how to disconnect the brake line, and then that should be the rear suspension out. This is the new control arm we're going to put in. It's very nice. It's a lot lighter than the current one, which is in place, which is this one. All we've got to do to release this, it's 2 bolts there, and then 2 bolts there. We're binging.
Binging.
Alright, so off camera, me and Ed, we just put this in. We had to pry and hammer that side, but it went in eventually. So now I'm just going to tighten all these up and hopefully we're going to be moving on to the front suspension. I think there's a couple of control arms connecting it, a ball joint, stuff like that. Brake line, I've just disconnected it. It's literally just leaking now. So everything is pretty much loose on this side. We've taken the suspension out, and by doing that we've already released this part of the control arm and this part of the drop link for the sway bar. Now all we have to do is unbolt that side, and then put in the new stuff. This to get replaced by this. What about there for us? Alright, so as you've just seen, we've installed this brand new nice control arm, very stiff, very solid. Today we are installing new sway bars. It will be a pretty easy install. It comes with all the hardware you'll ever need, and also this is a really nice colour. So yeah, as you would have just seen, I've installed the front sway bar. The bolt on the other side, this one was such a pain. I was doing it by myself and I was like lifting my feet. But yeah, let's move on to the rear. Over to the phone camera. This is the bracket that we're going to be removing and replacing with that bracket there. This is the bracket that we're replacing it with, and as you can see, it has an extra couple bolts on so that you can actually install the sway bar. Nice and tight. Lube?
I used all the lube.
Okay, so this.
It's time to stop. Okay. Sigma. Sigma Riz. Skibbity Sigma.
Okay,
we're rizzing.
It's actually time to stop.
We're in Rizness.
We're not, though, are we? We're just not.
What do you skibbity mean?
You silly. Silly. And so with that, I mean, it's very annoying. but we have actually got all the bolts in. And for some reason they were just like really tight, which I mean isn't a bad thing, but we got them in. As you can see, we've got 1 bolt, 2 bolt on this side. Obviously we have to tighten them, so we're going to do that now, but we don't want to tighten them too much, so when we put the actual suspension in and hook it up to the control arms, we have a little bit of adjustment. In the container garage today, not outside working on the car, because today we're going to be stripping down the old suspension, removing the calipers, the brake pads, the discs, the drum brakes, everything, sanding everything back, cutting the springs and welded on the new ones. So we've got a lot to do, but as soon as this is all sorted, we can go back on the car, we can tighten everything up and put it back on the ground. It wants to come off. So yeah, I don't know what happened here, the audio seemed to fail, but I think I was waffling about how these brakes are captive rotors, and in order to remove the brake disc and the brake shield so that we can cut behind it on the actual strut, I'm going to have to remove this hub, the wheel bearings, and hammer out everything, but you'll see me do that in the next clip. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it's a first for me, and so I was pretty scared doing it, but once I got it done, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next clip when we're doing that. This is scary. This feels important. This feels like I shouldn't just put it down, do you know what I mean? I feel like this is somewhat like, what do I do with it?
2 hours later.
I've been cutting for like 20 minutes or so, not super long, but it's off. Like I saw it come off and I was like, oh my god, I've done it. Alright. Oh my god. Look how much damper juice there is. What even is damper juice? Is it flammable? Yo, if it's flammable and I'm chopping the suspension and bare sparks are coming off and it ignites. It didn't ignite though, so I'm assuming it's not. Anyway, damper juice on the floor, suspension has been chopped up. Look at it. That's I've now chopped to the front, so I've just realised, look at this damper here. There's a black shroud on it and this one just doesn't have it, and then I was like, let me have a look over here. This one's way thinner than this one. That look good. Shaftage. Now we're going to move on to doing the others. We're going to finish them and then we'll be back when we're prepping them to get welded. So we've got to sand them all down and notch out part of one of the suspension, but you'll see that when we do it. So see you in the next clip when we are preparing the suspension. Yeah, for extra strength we decided we're going to put some plug welds in as well. So obviously we sanded them down, and what you see us doing here is drilling a hole through the suspension tubes that we'll just literally put some plug welds in. You'll see it when we finish it, but yeah, that's what we're doing here. Well, I mean that's a good start to the video. Etienne is here. It's super duper windy. Today is finally the day that the Datsun will be on the floor. So yeah, to start we're going to be putting this beautiful suspension leg into the rear left. I apologise, it's very windy, so there might be a bit of wind noise, but what we got to do, drop it in from the top and then adjust these control arms and also the drop link for the sway bar so it all lines up. We don't really have a clue what we're doing, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens.
Still finished.
Right, so I completely forgot to mention, we have to actually attach the drive shaft. I felt that's somewhat important, and also this handbrake cable. We're in the arch, we have got it in. The spindle pin is in. This is like an insane bit. We hammered it for like 10 minutes. It's sweet, it's in this side, and it is also in on this side.
Smacking a £100 part doesn't feel so good.
It really doesn't. £100 for this, you know. £100, 99 £, and then shipping for one for Uno part. So we can whack the pieces on, tighten up the adjustment that we definitely adjusted 100% the same. But bro, it needs an alignment. It's going to drive horribly until we do that. It might be okay. And then we're going to put the handbrake in and also see if this sway bar lines up. Handbrake in. Brake line is in. That was a pain to get in because it's rounded. Sway bar drop link is in, and the control arm is all sorted. Now we've got the fronts. Look how nice these are. I really like the rebuild on the calipers just because they match the suspension, I guess. But yeah, so there's a lot more going on here. We've got these like control arms and loads of bolts to go in. Yeah, so you've just watched us struggle to put this in, but it is actually in. With that, the suspension in the front is fully completed. We've got the brand new caliper on there, rebuilt and stuff. New suspension, sway bar drop links, new ball joint, new tension rod, everything. All tightened up together. It's kind of hard to show everyone, but all looks very good. So, we are back. Last week we got the Datsun on the floor. It is now sitting very pretty. The front needs to come down a little and we need an alignment. But before we do that, we need to get the car running so we can get it there. Finally, we are removing the head. It'll be pretty simple. We hope it will be. I don't want to waffle on too long in this intro, so we're just going to cut it here and we're going to jump straight into removing the head. Tension's on it as well, so just try to drop her down.
Nice.
I can grab. Oh, that's blessed, bro.
I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
So no head?
So we have a lot of cars on this channel and they all run different wheels. Now the age-old question that everyone's always been asking is if reps are actually any good. Now I know Donut made a video on it and essentially reps, they passed the test. Now my honest opinion is I really do not care. Like if you run reps, cool. Like the car community cares so much about who's the biggest and who's got the best wheels and who's spent so much money. Like it really should not matter. That's why we're putting reps on the ratty Datsun. A lot has happened to this car, but we'll get into that. But yeah, the Datsun has changed quite a bit. She sprayed the engine bay black. Me and Etienne, we took like a random week out of nowhere and we were just like, let's just get it sprayed. So we sprayed it outside in the little shack, and obviously because of how many trees there are and everything, it's not the most perfect paint job, but it's way better than the silver that was in there. This isn't going to be the most perfect car. It's a little ratty Datsun. It's not going to be rapid, but it's going to be cool. It's going to drive nice, and it's just going to be a fun car. So final weapon move. 10 likes and I will kill Etienne with Yeah, so this is the next day. I started by just prepping the front bit of the engine bay where the hinges are and where the grille sits, just to get ready to spray black. And then once I'd done that, I moved on to spraying the actual bonnet that we prepped yesterday. I started with a base layer of white, which you see me do a couple coats of here, and you'll see why we actually put this white coat down first, and it did actually turn out alright, to be fair. So scotch padded it down and then just put an extra couple layers on it. It was sweet. Yeah, so the paint process of this car was so stupid. It genuinely costed me more to do it with these rattle cans than it would if I just took it to the garage and just did it in the actual spray booth that I have access to. But it comes in two parts. It starts with the satin base coat, and then obviously me putting the gloss on here. But you know what? It got the job done, and it was pretty fun. Oh yeah, the bonnet, there's the sticker. So that's why we use the sticker. So we're going to peel it off after, and it'll be white underneath. So yeah, it's been about a week since the last clip we recorded, which you just seen. It's rained so much, like a ridiculous amount. So I'm also somewhat scared because if any water has got into the engine block, it's going to be a long day, but let's just hope it hasn't. I think with that, the whole engine bay is fully painted. So yeah, after we did the side pieces, I got the front grille back on, and then my dad gave me a hand to put the bonnet on, which is where the camera died, unfortunately. But we got it on. It does need a bit of an alignment just to get the panel gaps perfect, but I can sort that off camera, so I ain't really too stressed. The bonnet is looking really good. I mean, this is all clear coated in, so that's good. And yeah, it's all just black. It looks really good for a driveway paint job in the wet. And last thing we got to do, bumper, wheels, tidy up all the wiring, and obviously paint the engine block. Yeah, the footment's definitely way better without the spacer, but I feel like it needs to come down more. So I want to see if we can slam the front a bit more, but obviously it is parked on a hill and there's no weight in the front, so hopefully when it settles with everything it will be lower anyways. I know the wheels had like turned in, but that's because of the control arms we adjusted, and it also needs to be pushed slightly like backwards. But bro, look at that. It's been another week. I know this video is hella all over the place, but obviously we got the bonnet on, the bumpers on, the number plate on. The block is now fully painted, as I said in the last clip. We'll show you that quickly. It's not fully dry yet, and like I said, the final cure is when the engine's on. Oh shit, there's loads of water down here. Lovely. Bit of water there, never hurt anyone. But yeah, what we'll do is we're going to start wrapping all the wires. We've got limited time, so me and Ed are just going to crack on with it. The weather is rainy again, and that is just the joys of building cars in the UK in the winter. So let's just get onto it.
This time nothing will escape my sight. I see the stars and the planets soon follow. Expect to have the universe by tomorrow. Just sit back and relax, don't worry. The world can wait.
Finally, Roy's giving us the head. Don't laugh, don't make it weird. Roy just loves giving head. Anyway, we've got it back, we're going to put it back on. You're going to see us put the head back on, get it all torqued down, put the exhaust on, the intake manifold, the new carbs, the new intakes, the new rad pipes, everything brand new on this car, and we're going to start it in this video. Oh, it clicked into place. So with that, the head is on, it's all fully torqued down. We're putting on the 2 front little bolts. There's one there, and there's one on the other side. Now we got to put this cam sprocket on, the timing chain, time up the engine, and hopefully turn it over and it not fuck up the whole car because the valves are wrong or something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We've got so much more to do. All seems to be moving. Alright, so it's been a couple days since the last clip that you've seen, and look at the Datsun. It's so beautiful. It's yeah, it's pretty much ready to start. The only thing we've got to do is get an exhaust on, which we can't do because we can't fabricate one here, and get an alignment. Then she'll be completely ready to start.